Hello, everybody. This is Tech for Senior, April 1st, April Fool's Day 2024. I'm Hewie Poplock. This is episode 208. And I'll be your host today. Ron is here, but he's my co-host. We do this the first Monday of every month. We switch duties to give Ron a little bit of time to himself, where he doesn't have to do the planning. I do it. And Ron, we're glad you're here. This is a 1-hour show about technology, and then we have a Q&A time period at the end for the last 20 or so minutes. Today, we're going to be talking about security. Bob will give us an update on security. Then Bill James is going to talk about Microsoft backup solutions using Microsoft and not products from another company. Then Chris Guld will be here with her fun with photos. She's going to be talking about making a slideshow. And then I'm going to talk about getting text from an image and how to do it. And then we'll have our musical director, Ray Baxter, talk about some music and then play the tune associated with that talk. And then we go into our Q&A. We are broadcasting not only on Zoom, but some people are here that are on our YouTube channel. But the music and the Q&A, you'll have to come back into the Zoom meeting if you'd like to be a part of it. Otherwise, you can watch the Q&A in the recording. Some catch up of what's going on. We're in our 5th year now. We have 4 years of programs behind us. All of them are recorded. They're all on our YouTube channel. And then also we have Tech for Senior Live on Thursdays, where those of us who are part of the crew get together and talk about tech news of the week, and usually some kind of a topic as well. And you can join in. It is not a Zoom meeting. It is strictly on YouTube and on Facebook, and you can join us on either one of those services, and you have the ability to type in questions and we'll answer them, or comments, and we'll refer to them. Also, a reminder, there's a stub presentation this Wednesday, and it will be our Bill James. We'll be talking about Chromebooks, an alternative to PCs and to any kind of computer. And then the Windows SIG usually is the following Sunday, but because Sunday, the month starts out on a Monday, it's going to be on the 14th, so it'll be a week from this coming Sunday. It will not be this coming Sunday. And my Let's Talk AI is on the 4th Friday of the month, and you do have to contact me to be put on the list, but if you're already on the list, you don't have to do it again. And be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. The articles are getting really good. Not that they weren't before, but they're even getting better. And so make sure you read them. Don't just receive them and subscribe, but please do read them. The premiere video we do on the next half hour, or the next 30-minute part of the next hour. And Ron will put up the link. We're going to be talking about Windows tips from Bob G, Mac versus Windows from Bill James, and AI in 2023, part 2 is a video that I did. So with that, let's see. Ron, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing just fine. As I mentioned earlier, I successfully made the switch from cable to fiber, and I'm going to be saving a whole bunch of money. Further video next week out on that. Our donations page is still up, and I want to thank Sally Mowry for her generous donation this week. Thank you, Sally. And as the year goes on, if you feel that you have you want to make a donation, it's always up. You've talked about the premiere video just this Thursday. Of course, we're going to, for our Thursday show, we're going to talk on a couple of things extra. Why Gmail has been so successful. As Bob mentioned earlier, this is the 20th anniversary of Gmail. It's a big event. And why has it lasted so long and why so successful? As well as we never did get a chance to talk about is Copilot, the $20 for Copilot Premium worth it? And that was going to be our topic last week to discuss, but we like talking so much, we never got around to finishing that. So I think Ray really wanted to talk about it. So we're going to add that back again. And I think we'll do that. Just let you know that April 22nd this month, the whole show will be devoted to a home phone. Should you have a home phone, what are the different types you can do, why you should have one, why you shouldn't have one, and the whole thing will all be, the show will be around the home phone. That was a request we had earlier. So should be an exciting month. So we have lots of good things for you. So anyway, that's all I have to say, Hewie.
Okay, we got about a minute and a half to say
Sorry.
hello to Ray first. Say hello.
Good morning, Hewie. This morning, my wife Carol got up a little bit before me, and then said to me, "Oh, Ray, it's snowing out." And I said, "Yeah, April Fools, I know." I walked over to the door that looks out on our property, and sure enough, it was snowing here this morning. April snow.
Bob G, we're gonna do you first, but before then, just say hello to everybody.
Hello. And yes,
Okay.
we also had some snow this morning.
We didn't here in Florida. And Chris Gould from Geeks on Tour, say hello to everybody.
Hey, everybody. That's
Yeah,
Chris.
there's Jim as well. Yep.
No snow here.
No snow here.
No snow. Yep. Not
In Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah, and the Easter alligator was here yesterday as well. All right, folks. So let's get started with Bob, and he's going to be talking about security from this past week. Nothing happened because there's no, all the bad guys went away, but he might find something to talk about. Go ahead, Bob.
Here's my security news roundup for the week ending March 29th, 2024. FCC Cyber Trust Mark aims to ease consumer minds on IoT. The FCC has unanimously agreed to create a cybersecurity program meant to give consumers peace of mind when installing Internet of Things technologies. The number of Internet-connected devices in circulation is growing rapidly as convenient connected products become commonplace. Kitchen appliances, smart thermostats, fitness systems, security cameras, and many others. As the number of devices rises, the opportunities for malware, privacy breaches, and other online malfeasance increases. The device I think of most when I think about the new world of the Internet of Things, and maybe it's because I'm a mom, is a baby monitor, said Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel during Thursday's commission meeting. Read more at telecompetitor.com. Update: Apex Legends Global Series plagued by hackers. The North American finals of online shooter game Apex Legends has been postponed after games were disrupted by hacking incidents. Apex Legends, published by EA, is currently in an important stage of its global series, the regional finals mode. This is a big deal for the top players since there's a $5 million prize pool, with a few of the top teams in each region set to battle it out in the finals. But on Monday, the Apex Legends official X account tweeted that it had postponed the contest after deciding the competitive integrity of the series had been compromised. Read more at malwarebytes.com. U.S. sanctions 3 cryptocurrency exchanges for helping Russia evade sanctions. The U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control sanctioned 3 cryptocurrency exchanges for offering services used to evade economic restrictions imposed on Russia following its invasion of Ukraine in early 2022. Many of the individuals and entities designated today facilitated transactions or offered other services that helped OFAC designated entities evade sanctions, the Treasury said, adding the sanctions seek to target companies servicing Russia's core financial infrastructure and curtail Russia's use of the international financial system to further its war against Ukraine. Read more at thehackernews.com. Critical unpatched Ray AI platform vulnerability exploited for cryptocurrency mining. Cybersecurity researchers are warning that threat actors are actively exploiting a disputed and unpatched vulnerability in an open-sourced artificial intelligence platform called Anyscale Ray to hijack computing power for illicit cryptocurrency mining. This vulnerability allows attackers to take over the company's computing power and leak sensitive data. Oligo security researchers Avi Lumelski, Guy Kaplan, and Gal Elbaz said in a Tuesday disclosure. This flaw has been under active exploitation for the last 7 months, affecting sectors like education, cryptocurrency, biopharma, and more. Read more at thehackernews.com. New Linux bug could lead to user passwords leaks and clipboard hijacking. Details have emerged about a vulnerability impacting the wall command of the util Linux package that could be potentially exploited by a bad actor to leak a user's password or alter the clipboard on certain Linux distributions. The bug, tracked as CVE 2024-28085, has been codenamed Wall Escape by security researcher Skylar Ferrante. It has been described as a case of improper neutralization of escape sequences. Users are advised to update to util Linux version 2.40 to mitigate against the flaw. Read more at thehackernews.com. Sam Bankman-Fried sentenced to 25 years for FTX fraud. FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried was sentenced to a total of 300 months or 25 years in prison for 7 counts of conspiracy and fraud charges stemming from the collapse of the crypto exchange he started. The judge applied a 240-month sentence for 4 of the charges, plus a 60-month sentence for 2 others, and ordered that Bankman-Fried forfeit more than $11 billion, including property, as recommended by prosecutors. Judge Lewis Kaplan's sentence was shorter than the 40 to 50 years requested by prosecutors. Read more at TheVerge.com. Nearly 2,000 Shopify stores' data exposed by plugins. More than 1,800 stores on major e-commerce platform Shopify using Sarah's Eco Returns and WiseMe plugins had 25 gigabytes of data exposed due to the developer's misconfigured MongoDB database, according to Cyber News. Such a database included details from over 7.6 million individual orders, including customers' names, delivery, email, and IP addresses, phone numbers, order item information, order tracking numbers, user agents, and partial payment details, reported Cyber News researchers, who also discovered a ransom note within the database that demanded nearly 640 worth of Bitcoin. Read more at scmagazine.com. Municipalities in Texas and Georgia see services disrupted following ransomware attacks. State agencies across the U.S. continue to face disruptions from ransomware attacks. On Tuesday evening, the government of Gilmer County in Georgia posted a notice on its website warning that a ransomware attack was affecting its ability to provide services to its more than 30,000 residents. Tarrant County in Texas, home of Fort Worth, also announced that it is dealing with its own incident affecting the office that determines property values for tax purposes. The Tarrant Appraisal District is used widely by both property owners and real estate agents in the county, which has a population of more than 2.1 million people. Read more at therecord.media. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel. Spell checkers, the unsung heroes in the fight against cybervillains. Stay safe, stay secure, and don't forget to give some kudos to that spell checker the next time it saves your bacon. Please watch my video on that topic by following the link listed. Did you know? Thomas Edison invented an electric pen in 1876 that was later adapted to become the first tattoo machine in 1891. Despite the reputation of trees as the most important source of oxygen on Earth, the bulk of atmospheric oxygen, 50 to 85%, is actually produced by marine plants. Just thought you might want to know. You better live every day like your last, because one day you're going to be right. Thanks to Ray Charles. And that's a wrap for this week's Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. And thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.
We just can't get ahead of those bad guys, can we, Bob?
Never will happen.
Nope. The more we catch them, the more they find ways to get around us. Okay, let's turn now to Bill James, and he's going to talk about some backup solutions for Microsoft. Go ahead, Bill.
Good morning, all. Last month was Backup Security Month, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you attended the APCUG Wednesday workshops that talked about backups. But I noticed that we never talked about the Microsoft backup solutions, so I thought I would cover that today, what they are and should you use them. Windows backup solutions are built-in tools provided by Microsoft, and they're available for both Windows 10 and 11. Each has its advantages and is suited to different needs, ranging from basic file backups to comprehensive system imaging and cloud-based backups. Here's an overview. File history is available in Windows 10 and 11. And what it does, it backs up copies of your files and documents, music, pictures, videos, and desktop folders, and OneDrive files available offline on your PC. Microsoft File History is a feature in Windows that allows you to back up and restore files. It's designed to protect your personal files located in libraries, desktop favorites, and folders for OneDrive files available offline. Here's how it works and how you can use it. How File History works. File History periodically backs up versions of your files and documents, music, pictures, videos, and desktop folders. It saves snapshots of your files, allows you to recover previous versions if needed. To turn on File History, by default, File History is turned off. You can turn it on via the control panel or the Settings app. It is recommended to use an external storage device for File History to save backups. Once you enable File History, you can select how often File History backs up your files and how long versions are kept. You can also exclude folders from being backed up if necessary. Restoring files with File History, You can use it to roll back to previous versions of files from the backups. File history is not a full system backup solution. It's more of a safety net for personal files. For complete system backup, other tools like system image backups are recommended. Remember, it's important to regularly back up your data to prevent loss due to hardware failures, accidental deletions, or other unforeseen issues. File history makes it easier to keep your personal files safe. Another solution that Microsoft offers is called the Backup and Restore Windows 7. Backup and Restore Windows 7, despite its name, this feature is also available in Windows 10 and 11. It allows you to create backups of your entire system or selected files and folders, which can be restored at a later date. It is particularly useful for creating a single large backup, such as a system image. Microsoft Backup and Restore, also known as Windows Backup, is a feature that was originally part of Windows 7, but is also available in later versions of Windows, including Windows 11. Here is how it's typically used. To create a backup, you access the feature through the control panel. Choose to create a system image or backup individual files. Select the backup destination, which can be a hard disk, an external SSD, or a network location. Start the backup process and wait for it to complete. To restore from that backup, you'll want to navigate to the Backup and Restore Center via the control panel. Choose to restore your files or system settings, following the steps in the wizard to select and restore the desired backup. If you want a system repair, if your Windows is damaged, you cannot access the normal restore options, you can use a Windows 7 system repair disk or USB media to boot into a recovery options and restore from a backup. Again, it's important to note, while Backup and Restore is available in 10 and 11, it's considered deprecated, and Microsoft encouraged users to use more modern solutions like File History or third-party backup software. However, Backup and Restore is still useful for those who prefer it or want to restore backups made on Windows 7 systems. Always ensure your data is backed up regularly to protect against data loss. Another solution is called the OneDrive folder backup. For users of Windows 10 or later, OneDrive offers the ability to automatically sync and back up certain key folders, such as desktop, documents, and pictures, to the cloud, providing an off-site backup solution that's integrated into the operating system. Microsoft OneDrive folder backup is also known as folder move, and it's a feature that helps you back up your important folders to OneDrive automatically. Here how it is used. To set up folder backup, you want to sign in with your OneDrive account, and that's using your Microsoft account. In OneDrive settings, you want to go to the Backup tab, choose the options to manage backup, and select the folders you want to back up, typically your desktop, documents, and pictures. Using the folder backup is easy. Once you set up any files, you add these folders, and they are automatically backed up to OneDrive. You can access these folders from any device where you're signed in to OneDrive. Some of the benefits are your files are safely stored in the cloud, and you can be recovered in case of hardware failure or other issues. It allows you to easily transfer files between different devices. Now, I personally use this, but I've gotten a new PC, and I've been able to transfer all the data from my old PC to the new one just by entering my Microsoft account. I get all my settings, my wallpapers, everything that I had stored in OneDrive, they appear on my new device. In all of my times that I've used the computer, fortunately, I've never had a system failure such as a hard drive, but I have used this OneDrive folder backup to recreate a PC on the data files on a new computer. You can also use custom folders, and while standard folders are easy backed up, that's the ones I mentioned, was documents, pictures, and desktop. You can sync your custom local folders by adding them to your OneDrive folder. Again, remember why OneDrive folder backup is convenient for protecting your personal files. It's always good to have multiple backup solutions to ensure the safety of your data. For more detailed instructions and troubleshooting, you can refer to Microsoft support resources. Lastly, a system image backup. This feature creates an exact image of the drive Windows is installed on, capturing all your files, programs, and system settings. This can be used to restore your entire system in the event of a drive failure or other major problems. Microsoft Image Backup is a utility that allows you to create a complete backup of your system, including the operating system, system settings, programs, and files. This backup can be used to restore your computer to its exact state at the time of the backup in case of a hard drive failure or other catastrophic issues. And here how it's typically used. You will create a system backup by opening the System Backup Image tool from the control panel. Choose where to save the backup image, such as an external hard drive or DVD. Select the drives you want to include in the backup and start the backup process. Microsoft backup solutions such as File History, Backup and Restore, Windows 7, and OneDrive folder backups are viable options for personal use and can be part of a comprehensive backup strategy. They are backed up and designed to protect personal files and system settings and can be very useful for recovering from data loss due to hardware failures or accidental deletions. However, for organizational use, especially when it comes to Microsoft 365 data, it's recommended to not solely rely on Microsoft's native backup solutions. Experts suggest using third-party backup tools to complement Microsoft's offerings, as they often provide additional flexibility. This is particularly important given to the rise of cyber threats and the need for robust data protection strategies. So in summary, while Microsoft backup solutions can be part of a backup strategy, it's also advisable to use multiple methods and possibly include third-party tools to ensure data safety and recoverability. It's always best to follow the 3-2-1 backup rule. Keep at least 3 copies of your data, store 2 backup copies on different storage media, and have 1 located off-site. Microsoft Backup Solutions.
Thanks, Bill. You never can back up to too many places. The more places you back up, the better. And your system will know when you haven't backed up, and that's when it will die. So make sure you back up, and that will ensure that you have less probability of having some kind of a failure. Okay, we'll move on to Fun with Photos and Chris Gould. Chris, go ahead and take it away.
Those. Have you ever tried using one of those photo
Share your
albums
screen.
to give a slideshow, and you've been frustrated because you could not add a title slide or you couldn't put any text in it and maybe add some music? And did you want to embed that show into a blog post or a web page? Hi, I'm Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and I'm going to show you how Google Slides can make a slideshow using your Google Photos albums. Google Slides, which is a free app that comes with your Google account, can make a slideshow using an album in your Google Photos. You can either get the photos one by one using the built-in tools, or you can download an add-on extension. I'm going to use Photos to Slides by Clay Smith in this tutorial. You can add titles and text. You can add transitions. Optionally, you can add music. You can then play the slideshow by going back and forth one at a time, or you can autoplay with a timing involved. I'm even going to show you how you can embed this slideshow into a blog or web page. Let's do it. First, you want to start a Google Slides slideshow. I think the best way to do that is to go to Google Drive. And I like to have a special folder for my work. So I'm going into My Drive, click New, New Folder, and give it a title. Now I open that folder and I want to start a new slideshow, New and Google Slides. First, I'm going to give it a theme. Over here on the right, I kind of like this one, and I'm going to give it a title slide. Now I want to take you to Google Photos just so you can see the album I'm going to be using. It's this one called London. Notice it says it has 33 items in it. I want to use pretty much all of them. There might be one or two that I don't want. So I go back to my presentation, and now you can create slides by yourself and add pictures. Slide, new slide, then insert image from Google Photos. I want to go to the album that is London and insert a photo. However, you see that is quite a few steps, and I don't want to do that 33 times. So I'm going to delete that and show you what I think is a better way. It requires an extension, also known as an add-on. Get add-ons. It's this one here by Clay Smith. There are others, and I don't know about all of them, but I've used this one. And install. You have to choose the account. I'm not using my real account for this. And continue and allow. And it's telling me that I'll find it under the add-ons menu, or it's changed to extensions. I'm done. Now I go to extensions, and there it is, Photos to Slides, select Photos. This is the free version. If you are willing to pay, I think it's just $30 for a year, you can have feature like display description as caption. I think that would be really nice. I'm going to stick to the free one. I click on Photos, the London album, and import. When it's done, you will see that the photos are all in individual slides at the left, so I can close this and go to the next picture. And so notice that all of the individual pictures have been placed on individual slides. That's what that add-on does. In this first picture, I want to write an explanation. So I'm going to resize the photo so that I have some space at the bottom, and I will write in some text. That's a wonderful part of Google Slides, that you have so many options. For example, in this one, I think I'm going to draw an arrow to Michael Daniels and put a text. So you have complete freedom to manage these photos and what is on each slide. It is a slide presentation software. Here's another one where I want some text. And I want to make it bigger. There we go. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to leave the others alone. The other thing I want is when I go to slideshow, I want a transition in between them, not just a jump from one to the other. You do that under the slide menu and transition. It's currently set to none. I want to slide from the right, and I want that just to apply to all slides. So now when I go to slideshow, it looks like a slideshow. You can also add music, but I think it kind of complicates things. But I just want to show you how you can insert music, and you have to have some music. I have these free tracks from YouTube. Dance for the Wind sounds good. By default, music is set to play for one slide only. So if you want it to play through the whole slideshow, you have to select the little speaker icon, go over into the options and uncheck stop on slide change. Now, if you play slideshow, you also have to know to start playing the music unless you had turned on that option to auto play. So I will start playing it. Now, as I arrow through the different slides, the music will keep playing. You should give the presentation a name. As soon as I click up where the name goes, it takes the title slide and puts in there. So that's fine. So now anytime you might want to play this, you just go to your Google Drive in the London slides, open it up, click on slideshow, start your music, and go through your slideshow. If you hover over the left corner, you see some controls, back and forward, go to a particular slide, or the three dots, and you can auto play and tell it how many. I'm just going to go every second so that it doesn't take long, and click play. When you want to stop it, you press the escape key. Lastly, if you want to embed this slideshow in a web page, it's under File and Share and Publish to Web. Then you can choose to send a link to somebody. That's nice and easy. If you just want to send a link to this slideshow, you click, leave it on link, click Publish, click OK. This link, if you send to anybody, they can start playing this slideshow. If you want to embed it in a website, you have a couple options. You copy this code, and in a Blogger blog, you would just go into the HTML view and paste that code. In a WordPress blog, you would use the HTML block and paste it in. So here I am at a WordPress page, and I choose a block of custom HTML, paste in the code that I got from Google Slides, and publish. You can now go to the webpage, geeksontour.com/Londons, and see it. And now here's the real icing on the cake. Once you've built a slideshow using Google Slides and you've embedded it into a website, you're not stuck. You can make any changes you want to the original Google Slides, and it will be reflected dynamically in the website. Let me show you. So here is our slideshow embedded in a website. Now I go to the original Google Slides and I say, I want to add some pictures to the title slide. Insert image from photos, and I want that one and that one and that one. And I'll move them around. I think that's a much more interesting title slide. And now I want to insert a first slide and add a picture. Add a caption. And that's it. That's all I have to do. I go back to the web page, and I do need to refresh the screen. There's my new title page, and there's my new first slide, like magic. And that is how Google Slides can make a slideshow using Google Photos.
That's great, Chris. Two things. One, I apologize. I did find the email, and you did have a link to the file, and I just
You
didn't
have a lot of
catch that and
albums
download it.
in Google Photos. No problem.
And then the other thing is that I've always, that extension, does that work on PowerPoint as well?
PowerPoint has PowerPoint has it built in, I believe. I do have another video on that. Yeah,
Okay, 'cause
PowerPoint.
Either has its own or it's built in, I forget.
Yeah, I always created a whole slideshow from PowerPoint and then just copied all of the slides over to the show that I was going to use. So this is a lot simpler. All right, let's move on to the next person, who is me. And I will share my screen. Hopefully you can hear it. Image to text, techniques and tools
We
for
can.
extraction. I'm Hewie. Did you say you can?
I hear
Yes,
it.
it's good. It's
Poplock.
good.
Today we're diving into the transformative technique that allows us to extract text from images, turning pixels into words and unlocking a treasure trove of data. Whether it's a scanned document, a photo of a sign, or a screenshot, this technology empowers us to bridge the gap between the analog and digital realms. Let's explore how this powerful tool can enhance our productivity, accessibility, and understanding in an increasing visual world. Why extract text from images? Accessibility. Making text available for screen readers that aids visually impaired users. Data entry. Automating the conversion of printed material into editable formats, which saves time. Searchability. Enhancing content discoverability by making image-based text searchable. Translation. Facilitating language translation of text captured in images. Archiving. Preserving historical documents in digital form for easy retrieval and study. Content creation. Repurposing text from images for blogs, reports, or social media. Education. Assisting students and researchers in extracting information from educational materials. Legal compliance. Ensuring documents meet legal standards for digital storage and retrieval. Efficiency. Streamlining workflows by reducing manual text entry and potential errors. Innovation. Enabling new applications such as real-time translation of street signs for travelers. Some examples would be Snagit, Google Lens, Google Docs, Microsoft OneNote, Evernote, Snipping Tool, Microsoft Lens, PowerToys Text Extractor, OmniPage Ultimate, and Online OCR. We're going to demo some of these in the time that we have available. Snagit. Snagit from TechSmith is software which allows users to capture images or record videos of their computer screen, webcam, or other connected devices. Among its many capabilities, it does optical character recognition, or OCR, to extract text from images. Let's have a demo. Using Snagit, first thing I'm going to do is go either to the image. In this case, it's the document, and I'm going to go to that document and go to the correct page, and then I'm going to open up Snagit's dialog box, which is a drop-down because I have it running in the background. I'm going to click on Grab Text. Then I can go and I can pick out which text I want to grab. I do so using the crosshairs. I let go of it. It immediately goes out and grabs the text. Now I have the text. The next thing I want to do is go ahead, copy all. So I have the text copied. I'll then open up Notepad and I'll paste it. And there I have all of the text in editable form, and I can then either continue to use Notepad or copy and paste it. Google Lens. Google Lens for Android and iOS. This is a free app from Google that can detect text in images and allow you to copy it, translate it, or search it online. Geeks on Tour did a presentation on Google Lens. We're only talking about a small part of what it can do, but if you want to learn more about it, see their video number 757. Let's have a demo of what I'm going to show you. Using Google Lens on my Android phone. First, we open up Google Photos. We go to a photo that has text in it. We click on it, and then we go to the bottom of the screen and find where it says Lens. When you click that, it opens up Google Lens. You select the text by clicking the Select Text button, and then you can click any part of it or all of it, and then you hit Copy. Once you've copied the text, then you're going to go out and open up your Google Docs or any other file that you want to put the text in. You open up Google Docs, you create a new document by hitting the plus sign, and you then go to paste and paste in what you copied, and that's the text from that photo. And you've done what you were looking to do. Google Docs. To use Google Docs in this manner, first you upload the image to Google Drive. Then you go to the drive.google.com and log in with your Google account. You click on the new button and select File Upload. Then choose the image file from your computer, or you can just drag and drop it on there. 2. Open with Google Docs. Once the image is uploaded, right-click on it and select Open With, followed by Google Docs. Google Docs will open a new document containing the image at the top and the extracted text below it. Copy the extracted text. You can now copy the text from the Google Docs document and use it as needed. If you wish to keep only the text, you can delete the image from the document. Let's have a demo. We open our Google Drive. We go to the folder that we want to put the file in, which in this case is the STUG. And then we drag in the JPEG or image file that we want to use. Then we right mouse click on it, and we want to open with, and we choose Google Docs. It opens up Google Docs. It OCRs the image, and then it will show us the image, and we have now got our text version of the JPEG using Google Docs. OneNote. Microsoft OneNote has built-in OCR capabilities that can extract text from both images and handwritten notes. Evernote. You can search for words in the scanned image, but you can't extract text from the image in Evernote. For OCR capabilities on a Windows PC, you can use other built-in tools like the snipping tool to capture an image and then extract text using OCR software. Microsoft Lens, previously known as Office Lens, is not available for download on Windows as of January 1st, 2021. However, you can still use the app if it's already installed on your device. For new users or those looking to enjoy similar features, Microsoft recommends using the latest version of Microsoft Lens for iOS or for Android on a mobile device. Microsoft Power Toys. In the Power Toys, Microsoft has a text extractor, which is a convenient way to copy text from anywhere on your screen. To activate, use the shortcut the Windows key plus the Shift key and the letter T. But you have to have the PowerToys installed. OmniPage Ultimate. Once owned by Nuance, sold to Kofax, and now Tungsten owns it. With Tungsten OmniPage Ultimate, you can convert documents and make them editable, searchable, and shareable for a seamless workflow. Your workforce can reduce the amount of time spent converting files, lower operational costs, and manage and share documents with ease. The cost for the smaller version of OmniPage is $150. For the ultimate version is $500. Image to text converter using OCR online. And the address to do this is on the screen. How to convert an image to text using this feature? You first upload the image. You upload the image or a PDF document for conversion. You can upload any type of input images or documents such as PDF, TIFF, PNG, BMP, and others. One limitation is the input document that the file size is no more than 15 megabytes. 2. Language and output. You should select the appropriate recognition language for most accuracy conversion image to text. And also you may choose output, a Word doc, Excel, or plain text file. And then third, you download after the conversion. You can download the converted editable file by clicking on the link, or you can copy the extracted text into your clipboard and then into a document. If you want the subscription plan for this online OCR service, you see what the prices are here and what you get for them. Let's have a demo of the online OCR. OCR Online, image to text converter. First, we have to bring over the document, and the only way we know that it's there is it shows the file name under select file. Then we have the choice of Word, Excel, or a text document, and then which language we want to convert. It does not translate. It is only converting from a particular language to that language. So we're going to leave it at English. We've got it there, so we tell it then could convert. And it takes just a matter of a few seconds to do the conversion. And then we can either download the output or we can highlight it, copy it, and paste it into a document. You'll notice here that it had some issues with the email address and the website address. So you do have to, when you OCR something, you do have to double check and make sure the information is correct before you use it. There are some advantages to registering, but this is just telling you what the registrations will give you. We copied it. Now we're opening up Notepad and pasting it into it. The information is there, but as I mentioned, you need to be sure that you check all of the information because it did have a hard time and did not get the email address or the website address accurate. There were misspellings in there. As you can see, I also ran into a problem because I had not registered and I was in guest mode. There was a limit in how many times I could use it. In summary, extracting text from images is an increasingly important task in today's digital landscape. Several tools are available to accomplish this, including Snagit's built-in OCR capturing and extracting text, Google Lens for recognizing text in smartphone camera images, Google Docs OCR feature for converting image text to editable formats and online OCR websites like Online OCR for advanced OCR needs. Additionally, apps like Microsoft Lens and OneNote can be useful for capturing and extracting text from physical documents, photos, or whiteboards. Thanks for being here. I'm Hewie Poplock.
The Toonweavers and what I call a perennial birthday song. It was 1957, and when the song Happy, Happy Birthday Baby was released by the Toonweavers, which consisted of lead singer Margot Sylvia, who actually wrote the song, her husband John, her brother Gil Lopez, and her cousin Charlotte Davis. This vocal group was truly a family affair. Not only was the song a winner when it hit the airwaves, reaching number 5 on the Billboard Pop and number 4 on the R&B charts, but for the next few decades, I can remember on the oldies radio stations around the country, this song would often be played when recognizing the birthday of a then current music performer. Now, in 1991, Margot Sylvia was to appear at a small venue outside of Los Angeles, which I had tickets for, as Dion was the main attraction. While I got to meet Dion backstage, sadly for me and everyone else, Margot died a month earlier. But go back to the beginning in the early 1970s, there was a Boston area DJ who went by the moniker Little Walter. He was so much more than a radio personality that spun records, as he was also a concert host, and in those early days of video recording, he would use Super 8 movie film and reel-to-reel tape recorders to preserve the onstage performances. Now, Little Walter died in 2021, but fortunately, his video collection of early rock and roll performances has been saved and is now being tended to by Todd Baptista, a native of New Bedford, Massachusetts, and among other undertakings, an author and concert producer in his own right. Todd's YouTube channel is ℍ𝕬𝕗, and it was here that I discovered a 12-minute video clip from 1980 when Margot Sylvia appeared on the Good Day Show television program along with none other than Little Walter Devane. Below is the link for the full episode, which is well worth your time to check out for the complete story of how that day came to be. I would also strongly encourage you to take the time to peruse Todd's YouTube channel and see the list of videos he has accumulated, and then consider subscribing as I have done. Now, today's edited video has Margot Sylvia, now with some new family members in 1980, singing her signature song. Little P.S. This is an appropriate play today, as my birthday is later this month. Hey, no fooling. How was that?
Wow, great, Ray. Just great. And another winner for you, and a tune that really resonates and has a lot of good memories for me. With that, we're going to bring to a close the program and go on to our Q&A. And if you have a question, raise your hand. And before we start that, I would like to say thank you for everybody who did present. And it was a lot of interesting things today. Ron, you've got your hand up.
A couple of questions. Great one, Chris. That was great. I really enjoyed that presentation. I just want to make a clarification to everyone. When we talk about extensions a lot, we often talk about extensions in Chrome, but this is not what Chris was talking about is an extension in Slides. So if you get confused and you go to look at an extension, because we've talked a lot about extensions in Chrome, it's not in Chrome. You go to Slides and it's a slide extension. I just want to make sure everyone understands that. The second one was to Bill, and Bill, great, really good. And I like the idea about dropping the files into a folder and it just backs up to Google One. Great. That's, but you can also do that, of course, in Google Drive, and you can also do that with Dropbox. So I guess I know it could be a whole show, but in your in a summary, do you see any advantage in any of those three? Like what would be the best one? So we now have Dropbox, we've got Google Drive, or we've got OneDrive. What do you think is the best? What do you have just a quick summary or a quick thing?
From as a user of Microsoft, for me, OneDrive is my best option because it's built into all the operating systems. I'm using Windows, so I don't have to install anything additional, even though I do have Dropbox, but Dropbox is just on one machine. But I find the flexibility of OneDrive, in other words, being able to access documents from my phone, from my iPad, or whatever I'm using, it's an advantage. And the other advantage I see is that when I purchased a new computer, all I've had to do is just enter my Microsoft account, and I'm up and running. All my settings and everything is on the new machine. I don't have to go through any kind of gyration of moving, apps or whatever. They're just all there. So that's my advantage. So if I was to have a choice, it would be Microsoft OneDrive.
Okay.
Yeah, the other thing, Bill, with OneDrive is if you purchase the Microsoft 365, which is the old Microsoft Office, you automatically get a terabyte of storage. So you've got plenty of storage where otherwise Dropbox, you've got to pay some money to get enough room to save anything, as well as Google Drive. Yeah, you get, I think it's 5 gigabytes or something like that to begin with. But if you want room enough to do any backup, you do have to upload or update that, where you wouldn't have to if you already own the Microsoft 365.
That's a good point. And I did post what was said about that $1.99 in the chat.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
saw
Bill.
that. Murray, you have your hand up. Unmute.
Okay, there it's unmuted, and I can put myself back on. Anyway, I was wondering that this $1.99, that includes 1 terabyte now?
I have to look. I put all the information in chat.
Okay, I'll look at
I
that.
can't remember.
100
exactly.
gigabytes.
It's only 100 gigabytes. Okay.
Yeah,
so
100 gigabytes of cloud storage.
So that's now, and you say that saves all of your settings for all of your third-party programs, all of your license keys, and all that kind of stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
It just depends on how it'll save all the settings for your Microsoft PC, all the things that's all the settings for Windows and
Microsoft products.
Oh, okay. So in other words, I guess my biggest problem is that if I have to, I make a clone of my C drive every once in a while, but that's quite a lot of work and takes a lot of time. And I am also using Macrium Reflect, but I'm just wondering what.
But I'm not so sure about that, Drew, because I know I have Adobe Acrobat as one of the apps on my computer, and it always comes back.
Yeah, but does it come?
If it was installed through the Microsoft Store, then yes, it can come back.
Yeah, so I haven't had to reinstall any programs that I'm aware of, even the ones that are third party.
Okay, because I know that my biggest problem is I've got a few of the third party ones that are a real pain to install, and of course, to get your license keys and all that, that usually takes me, if I have to do that, then it takes many days to get all those things back with all their license keys and everything, and usually there's a few things missing that I have a hard time getting to.
Well, all of those would be backed up to the cloud and OneDrive, and so when you, it would all come back to your computer, just as if you.
So all of your registry entries.
everything. I haven't had any difficulty with recovering any of my programs or applications I had installed on a previous PC when I purchased a new one.
Yeah, I do recommend if, as you buy and install new software, you always add the software and the key and any other information that you need for your account and so on. Keep that in your password manager software. And so you
Yeah.
always have one place where all that information is at, including all your passwords and then all of your keys as well.
Okay. Then I had a question about your text to or image to text.
Okay,
What I find
go
in
ahead.
the image to text, what I find is that if I do the image to text, anything that I've tried so far, it's usually quite a mess. And what I'm trying to transcribe is a old typewritten manuscript that I got from somebody, and it's a Xerox copy of a Xerox copy. But I find that of all the things that I've done that I can do, the one that is still a lot of work, but just to simply just put up the PDF file using Acrobat Reader or Acrobat DC, whatever the latest version is, and just highlight the text and copy it.
Yep, that works too. And there are several others that I just mentioned, but I did not show because there wasn't time. If any user group wants to use that presentation, I can do it, and I'll add some of the other ways of capturing information as well.
Okay, because
Bob,
can you send me an email with a list of some of those ones that you think are particularly good?
It was in one of the slides, and I can send that to you.
Okay, that'd be great. Okay.
Okay, Bob,
Thank you.
You have your hand up.
Yeah, one of the things I like about OneDrive is that if I'm working on a computer in the kitchen and I also have a computer on in the computer room, anything I do on my desktop, as soon as I save it on the desktop and I go into the other room, it's there. Okay, so it works for a lot of things in a lot of different ways. It all depends on how we work. But if it's part of OneDrive and part of the folders that OneDrive saves, I don't care what computer you go to, it's there and you can start working on it on the other computer.
So I guess I have to try to get my C drive down below 100 gigabytes. That'll be hard.
Or buy more room. Thanks, Bob. Anything else, Bob?
That's it.
Okay, Chris and Jim Gould.
Yeah, I just have a comment on the OneDrive and the backup stuff. I agree completely that if you're on Windows, OneDrive is the best way to just back up all your stuff. But we use Dropbox. The nice thing about Dropbox is that it's not part of any other operating system it's not an Apple, Microsoft, or Google. It's separate, and it can synchronize to multiple computers all with one account. So we use it as our business server, if you will. Everything to do with our business is on Dropbox,
all our files,
and it's on his computer and my computer and the cloud. And then, of course, Google Drive. I use them all. How do you choose?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Google Drive, which just makes it so easy to create, document sheets and slides that I use it for everything too. So,
and Slides is amazing.
Yeah. Okay,
Drew,
that's all I had.
Okay, thanks. Drew, you have your hand up.
Yeah, for anyone who's interested in doing collecting documents that they want OCR'd, the open source notes program Joplin recently in their latest version added free OCR. So what you do is if you install, you don't have to do anything fancy, just other than install a local copy of the software. Any PDF files or documents that you put into the database get OCR'd automatically and are searchable in the program.
Can you put the link to that in the chat?
It's sure.
Okay, Jim Glass, you got your hand up.
Well, I've used several OCR programs, And the most important thing about them is that you better really edit them very carefully, because some of the screw ups that it comes up with are massive. On the backup, I also use a third-party program called iDrive, not related to Apple. Right now, their special is $6.95 for 2 terabytes for the first year, and then it goes up to $70 a year. But what was so good for me was that to back up the machine, they sent me a hard drive. So I did my backup locally on my own from my own machine, sent it back to them, and they took care of all the uploading to the web and the cloud and what have you. And I've tested it and it works really well. I know it's expensive, but so is losing all your data.
Yeah, I also use iDrive, and I've been real pleased with it. And I have it's close to 3 terabytes, I think, of data backed up to it.
Yeah,
and I get five. Yeah,
for a few more days, if you don't have iDrive and you want it, if you sign up before they take it away briefly, they're free 10 gigabytes of storage. If you log on as that free 10 gigabytes, they offer you the option to get 95% off your first year of storage. So you can get a terabyte of storage or 2 terabytes of storage for about $9 for the first year.
Yeah, and
I just checked on it on their website, and it was $6.95 for the first year for 2 terabytes.
$6.95. Okay.
Yep. But that's only for the first year. You have to remember that it automatically goes over to the $70 basically a year for the 2 terabytes at the end of the first year $6.95 offer.
Yeah, but like you say, what's the price of losing all your data?
I used P Drive and I outright bought, and I have 0.5 terabyte, I think. But that's a one-shot deal.
Yeah. Okay, Murray, you have your hand up, and I think that probably will take us up to the end for today.
Okay, yes, I was just going to say that I tried iDrive, and it would not copy some files, and I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't. I tried to I wanted to get a clone of the whole C drive, and some of it wouldn't work. And anyway, I gave up on that, but I just want to tell you about a free...
And an imaging program. It's a backup program. Big difference between an image, which is a copy of your hard drive, and backing up the files that are on your hard drive.
Okay, then the next point is a suggestion, is a recommendation. For all of my important documents, I use something called mega.nz. That gives you 15 gigabytes of free storage, and it works across all platforms. And it, for 15 gigabytes for free, and that's the way I back up all of my documents. All of my documents are available to me instantaneously on all of my computers and devices, which is a good deal.
Thanks, Murray, and thanks everybody with your questions and your attention. We had a number of things we brought up today and went through. I'm glad you joined us. Don't forget, Thursday is Tech for Senior Live, and don't forget the premiere coming up in about 10 minutes. And Ron, thank you for being in the background, helping us. And we'll see everybody either Thursday or next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.